Welcome live viewers, welcome replay viewers to my broadcast. I'm simulcasting on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, all with the same username everywhere. Tiffany TLC Music. All my own music except one song written for me. Most of my music is modern American folk on acoustic guitar, but I also do some vocal looping and bluesy songs. And I come on most weekdays at some point between 5:30 and 6:15 p.m. Pacific time for usually 3 or 4 songs, usually 4. Tonight I have in mind TikTok, You Always Knew, When in Doubt Wait, and Judgment Free, although I am thinking about maybe When I Gotta Let Go perhaps instead of TikTok. Yeah, maybe instead of TikTok. If you are new, couple things. One, be aware that I cannot see you unless you comment. So just giving hearts or whatever, likes wherever you are probably helps the algorithm, but I can't see you. So if you want to shout out, just say hello, and it will show up in the merge chat area, and I can say hello. And also, if you are new and you do not know my songs yet, you can either take the time and get to know them and then make requests that way, or you can ask me for particular types of songs that you might want, like if you want a sad song or a happy song or whatever, I might be able to hook you up with something. So I think I'm going to start with When I Gotta Let Go. I've got something that I'm noodling on that I think this song will work for. This is a song about realizing when you've kind of hit your limit in terms of being able to help in a particular situation, or maybe you've hit your limit. I guess it could also be in terms of I guess in a way it's helping. It's think of that term very broadly, I guess. All right, When I Gotta Let Go. So we are going to be doing one of the, if I stick to the plan of Judgment Free, that is one of my vocal looping songs, so that'll be fun. All right, let's see. You were so young, but it's done. I was young too, had no way to protect you. Just had to stand here by and hear you cry. Feel your pain again and again. Made it hard to know when I gotta let go. 'Cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow, to lend a hand. Never hit myself, I still have scars. Fear to be safe, I better do things perfectly, including taking care of you. And all of the suffering too. Made it hard to know when I gotta let go. 'Cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow, to lend a hand. I know compassion, it helps us all, but it's my limits I need to recall. I often ask too much of myself, when the truth is I need help. That's why I need to know when I gotta let go. 'Cause I don't know much pain in this world, and so much I think we can do to fix it. I believe big changes are the key, but I can't make 'em myself alone, just me. That's why I need to know when I gotta let go, 'cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow, to lend a hand. Accepting limits, it can cause pain. It hurts to know when I can't do anything. I care so much about you and me. Just want everybody to have what they need, and yet I need to know when I gotta let go, 'cause I don't know that I can, and I need others to grow, to lend a hand. When I gotta let go, when I gotta let go, when I gotta let go. Yes, I do. All right, well, I was thinking about doing that song instead of TikTok, but now I'm thinking of doing it and also doing TikTok. I think this song could be useful. Hi, Carrie. How are you doing? So good to see you. What's new? What's new? How is the Lilsters? How is everything? I hope okay. I'm going to remind you, but also others again, that we are going to be out of town all next week. No broadcasting. We are going to Yosemite. Just got some dog babysitters on rover.com. Very excited. Very excited. There's one major spot though we can't go because it's going to be too cold. The road's closed. So that's kind of a bummer, but we only live a couple hours away, so I'm sure we'll take another trip at some point, maybe next year or maybe later this year, take a trip to do that one spot. Maybe, I don't know. If the forest isn't on fire. Anyway, just looking at the hikes and stuff, it's like, what? I can't believe this is in our backyard. I hope you can someday, Carrie. It's just freaking insanely stunning. And we went once. I lived in the state my whole life. One time that I can remember, as an adult with Keegan as a little guy, and I think I was pregnant. We didn't get around much, but what we did see was just jaw dropping. It's kind of like the Grand Canyon in intensity, almost that jaw dropping. But yeah, you can't bring dogs anywhere, almost. Very few spots. The thing is, there are some easy walks, and then there are a lot of extremely hard hikes and climbs. And so I'm the one in charge of going through and pre-screening what we're going to do, and it's tough. I would love to try the super hard hikes myself, but I don't know that all of us are fully up for that, or that I'm up for that, truthfully, because high elevation is hard to do things you think should be doable. So we shall see. I will take lots of pictures on my relatively decent, relatively new phone. because, yeah, I will do that. Must be done, must be done. Oops, what the heck just happened? Bad things, but it's okay. All right, I'm going to do another song. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do TikTok. I'll try to take you to Yosemite virtually, Carrie, with my pictures, so you don't have to do the hard hiking. Excuse me. Oh, I'm better than I was yesterday, but still a little tired. All right. This is a song about not about the app, as my disclaimer has mentioned. It's about the clock sound, TikTok, and about the idea that we want to seize the opportunities that we're sure of. It's not meant to contradict when in doubt, wait. And not just kind of operate in, well, there's always tomorrow, there's always tomorrow. No, not forever. Not to be gruesome, but it's true. Tick tock, on goes the clock. Tick tock, on goes the clock. The time it is passing, and where does it go? Hold on to it now, or you'll never know. 'Cause tick tock, on goes the clock. Tick tock, on goes the clock. No need to fear, I'm in here. All that you need is now and here. 'Cause tick tock, on goes the clock. Tick tock, on goes the clock. Your chance is now, you know how, before it is time to take your bow. 'Cause tick tock, on goes the clock. Tick tock, on goes the clock. Do what you want, it will not wait. Grab it now, don't hesitate. 'Cause tick tock, on goes the clock. Tick tock, on goes the clock. Your time is now. I'll show you how. Do what you can. I'll lend you a hand. Come up here. You made it so clear you can do it now. I'll show you how we can make a plan. Just give me your hand. Just tick tock, on goes the clock. Tick tock, on goes the clock. Tick tock, before yours stops. My hair is doing funny things. Doop-dee-doo. Gotta lasso it up. All right, so that was TikTok. We are speeding along through the songs we did. Actually, we're not. Wait, what have I done so far? I did. What did I do for my first song? It wasn't TikTok. Oh, I did When in Doubt, Wait. No, I didn't do When in Doubt Wait. I did When I Gotta Let Go. 1. And then I did TikTok as number 2. Right. Sip of water. So, Carrie, I'm coming to the end of 3 months, or January, February, March. Oh my God. 3.5 months of hard labor. Actually, hard mental labor. It is my busiest time of the year. I've just been doing all kinds of, I call it compliance work, or power over compliance. There's power over entities saying, you better do this, you're going to get in trouble. And it's very limiting to my vision. It's like a horse having blinders on, like this. When you have tons of work, it's like I feel like I can just see put one foot in front of the other. And when one by one, items are taken off and get undone, it's like, oh, I can see. And I think that's by necessity. When you're buried with stuff, it's important to focus. And your brain can only handle so much stimuli, so it makes sense. But I'm really enjoying this sense of like increasing like possibility. I'm thinking about different things with my music again, and don't get me wrong, I still have lots of crap to work. That's compliance work, but nothing like the first part of the year. And hopefully something equivalent to my dad dying doesn't happen again, because I was really feeling that way when I turned 50, because I was like, oh yeah. And then my dad died, and it was just like a slew of junk, mourning and stuff. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm making no promises, or even really talking a lot about what the things are, because it almost like spoils it. I'm just mulling on. I'm thinking that if I will say this, I'm thinking if there was only one thing that I would love to be able to figure out and do more, is collaborate with my son. Second, or right up there, would be recording my songs, figuring out if I need to do a business, or if I can do it as a hobby, and put my songs out there. And then, related other things. But before I start dealing with maybe promotional things like TikTok and other things, I feel like it would be really cool to have my songs out in a form that people could hear them, when they're on demand. So that's a huge, enormous project. All those were big, and just, it's fun to even just have the freedom mentally to even be able to think about those things. So just thought I'd share. So we did When I Gotta Let Go, TikTok. I think I'll do You Always Knew, and then Judgment Free. Or maybe I'll do Judgment Free next for fun, because I almost always do that one last, but I'll do it now. Why not? Judgment Free is a vocal looping song. Let's see. I need to get that one out of note form and into the normal form. And then I need to pull up my keyboard, my virtual keyboard, so that I can figure out the key. And then I'm going to lay the vocal tracks and sing it. The key is D. The key notes are D3 sharp and G3 sharp. Ooh, I hear you, Carrie. I get that. I get that. I get that too. I think the only reason I am focusing on things is because of the compliance aspects of it. Like, you better do this or you're going to get in trouble. And there's enough of those things, then it's like focus is imposed upon me. As soon as you lift those things, I see all the forks you're talking about. I'm like, well, I could do this, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. Realizing I have limited time. So you can't just do everything that occurs to you, realistically. Ooh, let's lay some drums. All right. If I judge you, then I judge me. It's all one way or the other, you see. If I am in a judging mode, judge everyone wherever I go. I'm not going with bad, not going with good. No right or wrong, no shame or shame. Not gonna judge or blame. Ways to win-win with empathy. Say this is good and that is bad. Just means I like this and I don't like that. But judgments take a heavier toll, so judgment free is the way I go. I'm not going with bad, not going with good. No right or wrong, no shame or suds. Not gonna judge or blame. You mean a ways to win-win with empathy. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Yeah. Judgments hurt relationships, mental health and inventiveness. Collaboration takes a hit with anxiety and defensiveness. I'm not going with bad, not going with good. No right or wrong, no shame or shuds. Not gonna judge or blame. You mean a way to still win-win with empathy. Now I may not like your strategies, but I can relate to the human needs that I know everyone's trying to meet. Show you new ways to meet your needs. I'm not going with bad though, no, I'm not going with good, no. No right or wrong, no shame or shuds. Not gonna judge or blame. You mean no ways to win-win with empathy. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Yeah. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Yeah. Now someone just won't meet my needs. I can mourn that like a tragedy. Remember, duty is a made-up thing, and seek other ways to meet my needs. I'm not going with bad, no. Not going with good, no. No right or wrong, no, 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 no. Shame or shucks. Not gonna judge or blame you. Made a ways to win-win with empathy. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Judgment free. We can do it, you and me. Yeah. Something I aspire to. Until you pay off your dental bills, you don't have realistic goals. I think that having like monetary obligations, very similar in effect to what I'm talking about with power over compliance. Well, in a way, that's kind of the same thing, right? Because they're being forced upon you. And I think it's similar to like if you have a loved one that's gone missing, there are things that I think make it so it's difficult to see beyond the next step and to maybe make it impossible in a way. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense that that's what we do. But it sucks. It's really a bummer because sometimes these things we're waiting for, like to be able to pay off your dental bills, like who knows? You don't know. To find the missing loved one, who knows? To get out from under power over compliance efforts, whether it's your taxes or whatever it might be, daily grind at 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet. Like there's different yokes that people are wearing, but I think they all have a very similar effect. And this is very much the quelching of creativity. I don't want to say it has to be that way, like I want to be more hopeful than that, but I certainly struggle with that a lot. I try to always keep a little fire burning, like that song, A Reason Why, to keep a little spark of in each day, a little piece of what I might expand upon if I had greater vision, greater creative vision, and wasn't closed in to focus on whatever is front and center in my mind. That might be less pleasant. And that's important. That's really good. But when things start to lighten up, you go, oh, I mean, that was great, but that's just a little taster. Like this broadcast. Doing these broadcasts every day is a great example of that. It's very, very vital, but it's the bare minimum of what I'd like to do. It's the bare minimum. Another tough thing that can limit your time, it seems like, and maybe your vision, but more your time, I think, is available to do those things, is just having competing creative visions. Like for me, when the blinders start to lift, I'm like you said, too many forks in the road. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have so many things that I'd like to do with my time and only so much of it. So with that in mind, I think I want to end on when in doubt, wait, because that does not mean wait on everything, but it just means choose carefully. Choose carefully, because there's only so much time. I like that way of describing that song. I'm not sure I've described it that way before. Something in my eye. Probably an eyelash. Like my daddy told me, when in doubt is the best policy. And as time went by, more and more I could see, waiting to be sure was for sure the way for me. So I said, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. Take your time. The choice will be great. I found getting in was easier than getting out. So I just say no when I have any doubts. So I said, when in doubt, please don't. When in doubt, wait. You take your time. The choice will be great. I found, and when I take time to calm my reptilian brain, I can hear my wise neocortex once again. So I say, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. Take your time. The choice will be great. Hi, Terry. So good to see you. Spotting all the pros and cons I can find, and connecting all the dots. It takes time. So I say, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. You take your time. The choice will be great. Well, for years now, I've applied this theory and enjoy the benefits repeatedly. So I still say, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. Take your time. The choice will be great. Yeah, I say, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, wait. Take your time. The choice will be great. When you take your time, the choice will be great. Two of my favorite people, the Terry and the Carrie. So good to see you. I guess your Periscope and Friends, you're in Mike's Periscope and Friends recently had its birthday, right? Thank you. Thank you, Terry. How are you doing? Enjoying the relatively low number of cases in your Sounds like trouble. Sounds like trouble. What sounds like trouble? Do you enjoy? Yes, we did. Oh, yes, 2 years, 2 years. You can breathe, yes. Was it kind of a big deal? Oh, no, you're talking about that. God, I have to keep track of my own questions. You're talking about the COVID numbers. Yes, that's great. Terry and Carrie sounds like trouble. Gotcha. Yes, you two are trouble, I tell you. Good trouble, as what's his name would say. What was I going to say? Yes, you can breathe. Yeah, I mean, what things that I'm a little bit concerned about is that there's talk about cases picking back up again. I don't know if that's really going to be a thing. And of course, there's always the possibility of another variant. What saddens me is I'm concerned about it. I heard a friend recently characterize it, and I was like, yes, I've been thinking the same thing. I follow the numbers very closely, like almost on a daily basis. There's a website I have that tells the effluent numbers in our area as well as the case numbers in our county. And the CDC did kind of an Orwellian hocus pocus changer up thing on their website, a couple months ago now, that suddenly made all the counties go from red to everything's fine, yellow and green, just by fiat, almost. The cases have indeed been going down, but the rating system changed so that if you have, you can have 200 cases per 100,000 and still be rated low, based on hospitalizations and ICU space. That's funny, Carrie. Whereas on the old rating system, to be rated low, you had to have 10 or fewer cases per 100,000. High was anything over 100 cases per 100,000. So I still go by that. So for right now, recently we just slipped into what the old ratings would have called substantial in terms of the number of cases in our county. And the reason I go by that instead of hospitalizations and ICU is because for me, it matters how transmissible the virus is, i.e. how many cases we have, because I don't want to get long COVID, and I think for good reason. There are many people that say this thing is potentially very, very bad, and up to 30% plus of people who get COVID can get it, and it could be anything. The theories are anything from an immune system disorder to continuing to have long COVID to other things that are also not good, and the research is just at the very beginning, and we could end up with people who have long-term serious disabilities, and I don't want to be one of them. I'm sorry. Like, if it's just a real bad couple weeks, okay, low to no chance of hospitalizations. Good for you, Terry. It's hard to be a rebel that way, isn't it? It's hard. My husband just went to a work meeting today. He was the only one wearing a mask. And it was like, it sucks. It sucks because we're very social and we like to be like other people in our surroundings. We're attachment creatures. We want to mimic each other. And it's very counterintuitive. But thankfully in healthcare settings, at least in California, it's still the norm, at least the ones, I believe that's the case, and certainly the ones I've been in. But the grocery store, whatever, you kind of stand out. I kind of let it go because it's like, look, people know what it's about, It's not like you just showed up with a mask and nobody had ever seen one before. I think people are more understanding than, than we give them credit for. It's like, oh, okay, well, that person maybe has somebody in their family who's immunocompromised, or maybe they're just paranoid, or maybe they have whatever. Yeah, you get a lot of looks. I know. But it's like, good for you, Carrie. I feel like, if we looked back, let's say one of us got long COVID and we couldn't breathe, we couldn't walk very well, we couldn't catch our breath, brain fog for like the rest of our lives. Would we be thinking, well, at least I wasn't uncomfortable standing out in the grocery store? No, we'd be thinking, God damn it. That was not worth it. What becomes tougher is when we're talking about gathering with friends and family. For me, it's becoming a little tricky. And I think where we're at is we're using the microcovid.org app, and we're just going to stick with our risk budget. You can do a lot more things now and still only have a 0.1% chance of getting COVID in a year. That's the low risk budget. So we can do more and still be as safe as we were when we were doing less when the thing was really spreading. I'm going to put that, microcovid.org. Yes, it's just horrible. There's my little microcovid.org. I highly recommend this nonprofit open source app where it's so helpful because it makes things concrete. You can say, okay, I'm going to gathering of 7 people. I don't know if they're vaccinated. I'm going to be wearing an N100. They're going to be wearing nothing. I'm vaccinated, fully boosted. You put in it's going to be loud. Everybody's going to be talking loudly. You put in all your predictions, and it says you will use 30% of your weekly risk budget for this event. It's pretty freaking cool. So another plug for that. Thanks for being with me, 2 of my faves, Terry and Carrie. You guys are the best. You make my day when you can hop on. I so appreciate it. Have a good one. Take care. Hang in there. Terry, keep doing the awesome work you're doing. And I hope your relief continues on for many more months to come. There's talk of a potential surge coming in the fall at least, but let's just hope by some miracle it doesn't happen. Yeah, thank you. Take care. I'm going to one quick reminder. I'm going to be gone all next week. Thank you, Carrie. I'm going to be gone to Yosemite, so no broadcasting next week. But I'm going to take some good pictures, so stay tuned for those. All right, hopefully they'll be good. All right, yes, heart and rose to you as well. Bye, everyone. Take care.